Greetings, GISD community. This is Dr. Stewart with another Student Spotlight. Today with me, I have three of our phenomenal students here at Chalmers Elementary School. Today I have with me Kenneth Heredia, second grader. I have John Gaddis, third grader, and Hope Kelly, fourth grader. How y'all doing this morning?
Good.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for being here. I'm super excited to learn more about you. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our questions. Hope, as a new student here in GISD, how has your transition to Chalmers been?
It's been rough. I came here from a school that had only 6 kids in it, and it was a really small town. So moving to a school with 700 kids, it's been rough. I've made some really great friends here. Matilde Martin, V. Nguyen, I think that's how you say it, and Victoria Martinez.
Well, Hope, we're glad that you're here. I could understand going from such a small campus to one with 700 kids. But I'm hearing that you're doing very well in your classes, and I'm glad to hear that you're making lots of new friends.
Thanks.
All right, so students, now we're going to transition to our families, okay? I want y'all to tell me about your families, your mom, dad, brothers, sisters, pets, and I'm going to start with Kenneth.
My dad is Puerto Rican and my mom is Mexican. My dad loves to go to Walmart and he has a little house. And I like spending time with him.
Okay. What about mom?
He sleeps all day and goes to work all night.
Okay. Mom has to get rested so she can go to work, so she can provide for yourself. And you're an only child, correct? Okay. All right. John, talk to us about your family.
My dad is really nice. My little brother is sweet and cute, and my mom is like a queen. I have 2 cats. One's named Phineas and one name's Ferb. I got their names from the show.
Okay. So you like cats? Okay.
I think they're equal. And my dad has 4 cats and a dog.
Hope, talk to us about your family.
I am the oldest of 3 kids. I have a little sister named Tally Elizabeth Kelly, who is in 3rd grade here at Chalmers Elementary. And my youngest sister, Ireland Faye Kelly, is a student at Edison Elementary. My mom and dad both work here at Chalmers Elementary. My dad is a 2nd grade teacher and my mom is a sped aide. They are really nice. Sometimes my sisters can be annoying as usual. And my mom is really nice too. My dad does the drama club here.
Okay.
And we also enjoy that as well.
Well, Hope, I'll tell you, in addition to yourself, your family has been a huge addition to GISD. We thoroughly have enjoyed having not only you and your siblings here, but also mom and dad.
I also have 2 dogs and a cat. One's named Andrew. They are ragdolls. And one is named Johnny. That's my sister's Tally's cat. We have a dog named Buck. He's an Australian Shepherd and a Border Collie mix. And we have a dog named Rosie.
Okay. All right. So now, what's something that mom or dad always says? You know, as a parent myself, you know, I have these unique sayings that I always would tell my daughters, and I have 3 daughters. So tell me, what is something that mom or dad always says? And Hope, I'm going to start with you.
No.
No? Why do they say no?
No putting stuff in your mouth. No running around. No jumping on the couch. No sitting that way.
So no, 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 right? John, what about yourself?
My mom always says to be kind, and my dad always says I love you.
Awesome, awesome. Okay. And Kenneth?
My mom and dad always says, do your homework.
Do your homework?
That's the worst.
That's so important. So important, especially in these younger years, because you're building that foundation. And every year, as you get older and older and older, you continue to build upon what you learned in the previous grade. So it's super important that you're doing your homework, that you're studying and taking care of that, because I'm telling you, it'll serve you well as you get older and progress through, you know, your K-12 education. All right, so now Tell me about something fun that you did this past summer. I know that, you probably already starting to think, with this being the tail end of the 4th 6 weeks, I just left the campus and kids are already starting to think about the upcoming summer. But I wanted to take us back to last summer. What is something that you did last summer that was fun? Kenneth, I'll start with you.
It was not actually summer, but I went to Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico? Okay.
And it's never cold there. Never. And I went to the beach.
Awesome. I went to Puerto Rico last year as well. Love Puerto Rico. Love the food.
I play with Coco, my grandma's dog. And I did a lot of fun stuff.
Now, you mentioned earlier your dad is Puerto Rican. So was that the reason why you went to Puerto Rico to visit family?
Yeah.
How did that go?
Good. Excellent.
Excellent. It's always good to be with family. Awesome. All right. So now, John, talk to me about what you did fun last summer.
I went to Galveston, and I loved spending time with my family. And I loved also swimming. I was with my grandma and my grandpa and my cousin named Lyric, and it was me and I think it was with my little brother. I don't remember.
Okay. So again, you two got a chance to spend some time on the beach. Love Galveston. Hope, what is something that you did fun last summer? You got me hungry right now. Makes me hungry just thinking about it. All right, John. What about yourself? If you had to eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
Ramen, because it's my favorite food and it's delicious.
Ramen? Okay. And Kenneth, what about yourself?
Broccoli.
Broccoli? Why broccoli?
Because it's healthy and it has a lot of protein.
Okay. Good healthy eater. All right.
I am not a healthy eater.
Maybe.
No, but sometimes I eat meat.
Yeah, me too.
Meat.
Okay.
Meat is my favorite.
Steak.
Well, sounds to me like you all know what your foods and know what you like to eat.
Like meat with broccoli.
Can't go wrong. All right, so tell me about your favorite TV show or movie. Okay? John, start us off. Favorite TV show or movie?
Easily Phineas and Ferb because, my cats are named after them. And I really love how they do these adventures. They do stuff. It's really fun.
Okay. Hope?
My favorite show is called Primal Survivor. It's a show about a guy. His name's Hazen Odell, and he goes to survive in all kinds of really unique places and meets different tribes and learns how they survive as well.
Okay. Kenneth?
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. Okay.
Classic.
Okay.
Classic.
All right. So now let's talk about what do you do outside of school? Okay, in your free time. When you're not doing your homework, when you're on your free time. So when you get home from school,
Like a Saturday, Sunday.
Saturdays, Sundays,
Monday.
after homework, when you're just kind of lounging, what do you like to do for fun? What do you do during your free time? John, start us off.
I usually play with my friends on my Switch or just watch YouTube on my Switch. Sometimes also on my PC.
Okay. So you're a gamer, huh? Okay. Kenneth?
Play Fortnite all day.
That's what I do.
Fortnite?
That's what I do.
Okay.
On both.
Okay. Fortnite. Hope?
I like to draw and sketch. I really like to paint mountains and sunsets.
Mm-hmm. So are you really big into art?
Yeah,
I can tell you we have a phenomenal art program, especially as you get older. Our art teachers are phenomenal. So I look forward to seeing some of your artwork.
my
I love
mom
art.
and dad created a Facebook page, I think, of art, of my art.
Okay.
I also just joined art club, and Miss Johnson's a phenomenal art teacher.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree. Okay. So now let's talk a little money here. If you won $1,000, what would you do with it? Okay, think about that. If you won $1,000, that's a lot of money. What would you do with it? Kenneth, let's start with you. What would you do with it?
Ferrari? I'll buy a Ferrari.
You'd buy a Ferrari?
Ferrari.
Well, I don't think that $1,000 is going to quite get you a Ferrari.
Maybe a cardboard one.
And an animatronic. Build it part to part.
Okay. Okay. Hope, what would you do with $1,000?
I'd probably do it to, I don't know what the word is, but make my room like bigger so I can buy my art supplies and I can put a lock on my door.
Why would you put a lock on your door?
My sisters don't knock at all.
And John, what would you do if you won $1,000? What would you do?
I would probably give some to the homeless, give them some food to them, maybe buy them a house, and get some stuff for myself.
Okay, so feed the homeless and get some stuff for yourself.
And maybe buy them a house.
So now let's talk about school. Kenneth and John, tell me about your experience in the dual language program. John, I'll start with you.
It's hard at first, but when you learn it and stuff, it gets easier and easier the farther you learn and the farther you get.
Practice makes perfect, right? So the more you're able to practice, the better you learn, the more you learn, and the easier the class gets.
Yes,
Okay.
easier and easier.
Okay, Kenneth?
And you can communicate with English, Spanish, almost all types of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know.
So you like that ability to be able to speak to someone who speaks only English, but also being able to speak to someone who speaks Spanish?
Like, my mom said, if you're in a job and you can speak both languages, you can get more money, because you can understand more people.
Absolutely. It makes you more marketable, to be able to speak multiple languages. You look at where our world is going, you have a lot of people who speak languages outside of English. So being bilingual and being able to speak multiple languages definitely makes you more marketable and provides opportunity for you. Okay. So now I want to see, switch to, your favorite subjects in school. What is your favorite subject and why? Hope, let's start with you.
I love and absolutely love writing. I love writing stories. You can add plot twists, and I love reading as well. I can't compare the two.
Okay. Writing and reading. I love it. Kenneth.
Art. You can paint markers. You can do drawings. You can color.
So art allows you to unleash your creative side.
Yeah.
Okay. And John, what about yourself?
Math, because it's easy and it's fun.
Okay. John, you're my guy. I taught math for 7 years. And so I absolutely love math as well, but I love all the subjects. I love school. I love learning. So thank you all for sharing that information. Now let's on the flip side of that. So you've talked to me about the subjects that you like the most. What is the subject that you like the least? Okay. Kenneth, let's start with you. What is your least favorite subject?
Math.
Math. Why math?
Because multiplication. It's too hard.
A lot of number manipulation, right?
I think multiplication is easy for me.
Okay. Hope, it's on you.
Social studies.
Social studies? Why social studies?
I think it's hard to memorize all the names, and when you given a test, and it says when did this happen, and then there's so many dates that they all get mumbled up in your head, and names. It's just harder for me.
My least favorite has to be science or also social studies, because both of those are in Spanish, and every single time I'm in Spanish, help. Every single time.
Well, that's the only way you're going to get better. As we talked about earlier, practice makes perfect. So you just got to continue to practice.
My literally first language is Spanish.
It's Spanish? All right, so now let's talk about the school as a whole. What is your favorite thing about going to school here at Chalmers? And because, Hope, this is your first year at Chalmers, what is your favorite thing about going to school here in Chalmers?
My favorite thing about going to school here in Chalmers is all the nice people and the good people. I've made some great friends, and Miss Royal and Miss Feynman are literally the best teachers I could ask for.
Well, I would agree. We have lots of great teachers here. We have lots of great students like yourself that attend here. So it provides for a great learning environment. Okay? Kenneth, what's your favorite thing about going to school here at Chalmers?
The teachers.
The teachers? Any teachers in particular? Who?
The art teacher, the music teacher.
And they make a big difference. Teachers and administrative staff make a huge difference when you talk about the enjoyable experience that a kid endures while they attend a particular school. So thank you. John, what about yourself?
My favorite part about school has to be seeing my friends and spending time with them, because I have a number one best friend. His name is Lakin. His last name is Sally, and he's my number one best friend.
Okay, so lots of good friends. Okay, so in that conversation, I heard teachers a lot. So when you talk about and you think about, your art teachers and you talk about your math teachers and the teachers that impact you each and every day, there are important qualities that a teacher must have to really make students feel comfortable. Okay, what do you think are some important qualities that a teacher must possess in order to help students learn better? Okay, I'll start with you, John. What's an important quality that you think teachers should have?
They shouldn't yell, and they should be calmer. Because I know a lot of students here hate yelling, and I'm one of those students myself. And I like them being calm, not so I can play around more. It's so I can understand more.
Okay, so you need a teacher that's calm, okay, and have a calm demeanor. Okay. Hope, what about yourself?
I think the most important quality for a teacher to have, I don't know what it's called, but I think they keep pushing you. Say I met my goal on a test, and Miss Royal says, okay, now your goal is 7th grade or something like that. I think they need to keep pushing you to do better and become a better person in life and in school.
So they motivate and they encourage. When they see a student when you set your goals and you've attained those goals, it's important for teachers to not to become content because you've met your goal, but to push you to newer heights.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Kenneth, what about yourself? What is an important quality that you feel a teacher must possess?
To not scream because when they scream, they hurt my ear. My ear hurts.
Hurt your ears? Okay. Well, I would agree. Under no circumstances should we be yelling. I mean, I understand there's times where, we as adults raise our voices, and, if the class is loud or whatnot and you need to get everyone's attention, sometimes you have to raise your voice. But there's a difference between raising your voice and yelling, okay? And so thank you all for sharing that. Thank you for sharing. All right, so now putting the focus back on you, the student. What is one thing that you think that you do well? As you look over your school career and you look at this year, what is one thing that you feel that you do well as a student? John, math?
Math.
Why math?
Because like I said, it's really easy for me, and if you wanna make it easy like me, you can just practice. Like you said earlier, practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect. Kenneth?
Drawing.
Drawing?
Art.
Okay. Okay. And Hope?
I think I do reading well. It's not because it's easy, but it's because it's hard and it challenges you, so it makes you want to practice more.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. All right, so, this year in GISD has been I've told our staff it's kind of the year of change. We've had lots of changes and whatnot, but most notably, the biggest change that we had this year was the shifting of our school schedule.
Yes.
Okay? All throughout your school careers, y'all have been accustomed to going to school for 5 days. Well, this year, y'all go to school for 4 days, So talk to me about, what are your feelings about having the Monday off, and what do you do on those days? And Hope, I'll start with you.
Sometimes I don't really get them off because both my parents work here, but when I do get them off, I like to stay in my room, get some snacks, and get my sketch pad, computer, or whatever, especially like animals and humans, faces.
So you're practicing your artistic skills, huh? You're honing those skills. Okay. Kenneth, what do you do?
I play Fortnite. I don't waste my batteries, so I draw. I draw animatronics, draw cars. I play a little bit of Fortnite in my computer.
Okay.
But it isn't a computer. It's a PS5.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much a computer.
Yeah.
Okay. John, what do you do?
Most weekends, I'm with my dad, and I used to only have 3 days, but now I have technically 3.5 now, since I got another Monday.
So now, let's talk about goals in the future. Although today you all are here in elementary school, before you know it, you're going to be in high school, and then you're going to be off to what I like to call the big leagues, where you graduate high school and you're off into the real world, whether you're going to college, working on some type of vocational skill, the armed forces, or you're introduced to the workforce. So, is there somewhere you really want to go? It can be anywhere in the world. Where would that be? Kenneth, what about you?
Puerto Rico.
You want to go back to Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Why Puerto Rico?
Because it's fun and I can eat ice cream all the time. I never get cold.
Okay. Hope, what about yourself?
I probably want to go to Montana or Grouse Creek again.
Okay.
I love being in the country.
Okay. Like the countryside, huh? Okay. John, what about yourself?
I would rather go to Hawaii, and I want to see how beautiful it is.
Hawaii. Okay. That's a bucket list item of myself, so I'm going to get there one day. Okay. So now that, again, you all are in elementary school, and I know it may seem a bit far-fetched to think about adulthood and what do you want to be when you become grown. But I'm going to ask the question, because I'm sure you all have put some thought into this. What do you want to be when you grow up? So when you graduated high school, and I hope all three of you graduated from college and you become an adult, what is it that you want to be? Hope, let's start with you.
I want to be a veterinarian.
Okay.
I also want to be an artist.
Okay.
I've learned some veterinarian basics because of the shows I watch. They're usually veterinarian shows.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can tell you, my youngest daughter is in college right now to become a vet as well. So she's an animal lover just like yourself. And I could just imagine you mixing the both of those, being a vet, but also having that artistic background to be able to draw your horses or, other animals that you may be, working with or whatnot. So that's exciting. Thank you for sharing. Kenneth?
Firefighter.
Firefighter?
I want to take out fires and save people's lives.
Okay. John, what about yourself?
I want to be a YouTuber. I love a lot of YouTubers, and I have a mind for channels, merchandise, and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. So you want to be a creative?
Yeah, And I already know my channel name. It's random. It's like school-like. It's called Pencil.
Okay. Well, I can tell you the opportunities that you all are going to have coming your way and afforded to you as students of Gainesville Independent School District will definitely help prepare you for those career ambitions. You know, we have some very creative teachers up at the high school who have some very outside of the box programs that help students bring out that creative side in them. You know, we have a strong ag program and as well as art, and that really kind of ties into both of you. And we have a firefighter program as well with our partnership with NCTC. So as you all get older, those opportunities are going to be offered to you. And my biggest piece of advice would be to take advantage of them. Okay? Well, I can't tell y'all enough, man, how impressed I am with all three of you. You all have really blown me away this morning. And I just want to say thank you for, sitting here with me, answering the questions, and been fun just to get to know a little bit more about you. So this is the portion of the interview where I've asked you all a lot of questions. So now I like to provide my students with an opportunity to ask me a question if you have one. And so, because I'm a man who always believes in ladies first, Hope, do you have a question for Dr. Stewart today?
How's your whole life been in education? Like, when did you start wanting to be in education?
It's a great question. I can tell you I did not grow up wanting to be a teacher and an educator. I grew up wanting to be in the business field. Growing up where I came up from, I wanted to be in the business field. I wanted to make lots of money. That was my goal, to be in the business field because, again, I like numbers. And so I went to school for accounting. And I was going to own my own firm. I already had it mapped out. But my career path took a turn during the summer going into my junior year in college. I stayed back in college and went to summer school. And I played basketball in college. And I volunteered at a local Boys and Girls Club because I'd go to class and I had nothing else to do.
I go to Boys and Girls Club.
Mm-hmm. And so I volunteered at the Boys and Girls Club, and it was there where I really, I guess, came into my own and really found out how much I loved kids. I couldn't wait. It got to the point to where I couldn't wait to get out of class to get to my groups. I had a group of 7 and 8-year-olds, and I could not wait to get to my kids, and I had the best of times. We played a lot of sports. We talked about academics, and it was at that point I knew that I had to do something different. I wanted to work with kids. And so going into my junior year, I totally switched my major from business to education, and the rest is history. And I tell you, Hope, if I could do it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. I have thoroughly enjoyed, this is my 25th year as a public educator here in the state of Texas. And I have loved each and every day serving the many, many kids that I have throughout 6 districts. So that's when it was made up, or I made a decision to switch my career path to education was going into my junior year of college. It's a great question.
That's really cool.
Thank you. Kenneth, any questions for me today?
If you could travel through time, it will be the past or the future, and why?
Awesome question. If I could travel through time, would I go back to the past or would I go to the future? That is a great question, Kenneth. I wouldn't go back in the past because, again, I'm a firm believer that, my steps have been ordered. And I tell you, I feel as if I'm the luckiest man in Gainesville, Texas. Each and every day, I'm fortunate enough to get up and put 2 feet on the ground and serve as the superintendent of schools here in Gainesville ISD. For me, I would say go to the future. For me, I believe the future is bright. I look at students like yourself. I mean, great, super impressive young men and young ladies. For me, even though that means I would get older, it's exciting to me to see what the future holds in store for each one of you. I've run my race. And for me, it's about preparing you all to take my place. And so that's what's exciting to me, as well as, on a personal note, my daughters. I have 3 daughters. So I would love to move to the future to see how their lives changed out. 2 of them have graduated college. My little one is a junior in college. And so to see them 5, 10 years down the road as they get into their careers, begin to get married and start having kids and this, that, and the other. That's also something that's super exciting for me. So I would say I would go to the future. John, bring us home.
What is your favorite song?
My favorite song, I wouldn't say, could I say my favorite poem? Song, poem, I'll give you both. My favorite song, I'm an old school guy. My favorite song would be, it's a love song. It's by the Ozzy Brothers. It's called Make Me Say It Again. It's just a song about a man who professes his admiration for a young lady and how she makes him feel as a man, so that would be my favorite song. My favorite poem is called Evictus. And Evictus is a poem that's about overcoming hardships, which I feel as if my life I'm kind of a walking testimony in that, things didn't come easy for me. I didn't grow up in a household where my mom and dad had lots of money and they could afford to send me to school with the best clothes, or they could afford to buy me this or buy me that. I didn't grow up in that type of environment. Actually, I grew up in the total opposite, where, I had clothes that were passed down from my older cousins because I was the oldest of my mom and dad. So it's the poem Invictus talks about overcoming hardships and talks about grit and grind and perseverance, going through tough times and continuing to fight the fight, and then at the end of that, coming out victorious. And so that to me kind of sums up my life story in a nutshell. So if you really want to get into the lifestyle or the upbringing of Dr. Stewart, read the poem Invictus, and that tells you kind of describes and sums up my life. All right. Well, I can't say enough how impressed I am with all three of you. There is no doubt in my mind that you all will continue to do great things. And as I said earlier, the future, we're in good hands. GISD community, our student spotlight here at Chalmers Elementary School. I have Kenneth Heredia, John Gaddis, and Hope Kelly, students here at Chalmers Elementary. Thank you. Have a good day.